Hey everyone, this time on Tim Talks Audio, we're working with Arturia because there's a big update to the V collection. We're going to check out some of the new modules inside. Hi, my name's Tim. If it's your first time here, I'm a recording and mixing engineer, and this time I'm dabbling into writing. We're working with Arturia, who has their V collection, which is their collection of all of the synthesizers that they made based on analog synthesizers or just completely digital custom creations or recreations of some other digital synthesizers. They've updated their catalog, and now the V collection has some new players. So let's dive into the DAW. And here it is. Here's just a couple of the new things inside of V Collection from Arturia. Up on the top right, just above me, is the pure lo-fi instrument. This one is brand new and is a lo-fi machine. We're not going to go over all of the controls because there's way too much inside this entire collection. We're more so going to be highlighting how these things sound. So I'm very quickly just going to talk about the instruments themselves, and then we'll get into our audio examples and where it led me. So again, the first one, this is pure lo-fi. It is exactly what you think. It's a lo-fi machine. Now let's go to the bottom left of your screen, and this is another new instrument. This is the Jupe, as I like to call it, 8000V. This synthesizer is really cool, and even I went to this first preset here, and I just hit one note and was instantly inspired, and I'm going to play you what came out of that in just a few minutes. And then above the Jupe 8000 is an updated module within the V collection. This is the SEM, the Synthesizer Expander Module. And this is really cool for some sub-low basses or some really cool lead sounds. Now, we got into that a little bit within our session. But that's what we're going to be talking about today is inspiration from the tools. These are all brand new things, so I really had no idea what I was going to be getting or walking into with any of these instruments. And what they do, as I was just literally playing and clicking through presets so I could hear the different sounds it makes coming out of the box. There's really a lot of different sounds that you can generate from all of these tools that can be really inspiring. I wrote two very different kinds of songs with these brand new tools. The one for pure lo-fi turned into just this drony lo-fi kind of atmospheric kind of sound. But the song I wrote for Jupe 8000 and that I used the SEM in as well is a bit more energy. You know, it wants to build and it wants to get bigger and bigger. Let me give you a little preview of both of these things. And while you're hearing it in the background, I'll talk a little bit about some of the features. Pure lo-fi is great for creating all kinds of different lo-fi style sounds. If you're looking for that grain, that warmth, that warble, that unease, pure lo-fi may be for you. 3 different lo-fi engines, 9 vintage hardware emulations, and a huge library of sampled instruments and textures that you can flip through and modify your sounds. The user interface has everything right up front and an easy lo-fi adjustment control right on top. But if you want to dive into even more granular control, hit the Advanced tab and really dive under the hood and be able to affect all kinds of different parameters. All of the sounds you heard outside of the drums were generated from pure lo-fi, and I just used some of the presets that were in there. Okay, so I jumped over to the other song that I wrote, and this one really features the Jupe 8000. It had just this really cool sequence. I just started playing, and immediately it started talking to me, and that's exactly where everything you're about to hear started from. Then I went with the SEM to add in just some extra textures, some low end, some top end, and most of the other sounds you're hearing all come from Arturia. We have some of the updated augmented series, and of course, because it's me, I had to add in some extra guitars. So take a listen to this featuring the Jupe 8000 and the SEM. One of the key features of the Jupe 8000 is the legendary saw oscillator. A reproduction of the JP 8000, it has the 7 authentic engines and really good filtering that you would look for in the hardware unit. This instrument is built to fall right into that 2000s dance sounds that we are all familiar with. The SEM still has its state variable filter, but a bunch more updates have been applied underneath the hood. It has its classic SEM filter, dual oscillators, and the envelopes that we all know, but there's been all kinds of updates, and this thing is just ready to rock. Just like the others in the series, augmented mallets and augmented Yangtze are now included in V Collection. The ability to blend between acoustic instruments and digital synthesis really sets the augmented series apart from other libraries. So again, that whole song was really inspired by the Jupe 8000 and the sequence that I initially hit when I just started clicking through some of the presets. Everything you heard was inspired by the Jupe 8000. So let's give you the real quick recap of everything you would get inside of V Collection. You'll get the brand new Pure Lo-Fi, the brand new Jupe 8000. You've got Mini Brute, you've got Synth V. We've also added in augmented mallets and augmented Yangtze. There's been the update to the SEM and the rest of the augmented series, which we've highlighted here on the channel before. They have all been updated. And there's even better news. If you don't want to go for the full V Collection, they now have the V Collection Intro. 10 instruments to get you going right now with a blend of hardware synthesis and digital synthesis, as well as a couple selections from the augmented series, including the piano and the strings. And of course, they're going to give you one of the new ones as well. Pure Lo-Fi is in there. The updated Arturia V Collection is available right now, so use the link down in the description to pick up a copy for yourself if you found anything fun and interesting. That's all for now. Happy writing, and I'll see you next time. Take care.